BlueTwelve Studio and Annapurna Interactive's cat adventure game Stray has been on people's radars for some time now. And while its unique premise has certainly been a huge factor in that, it's helped that every time we've seen more of the game, it's looking very promising. In just a few days' time, Stray will be out for PS5, PS4, and PC, and ahead of its imminent launch, here we're going to take a look at the key details that you should know about the game. Premise. The elevator pitch for Stray is, of course, that you play a cat, but the premise becomes more interesting as you hear more about it, because you're not just a cat in an ordinary world. No, the world you find yourselves in is a strange dystopian cyberpunk city populated by robots, more on those in a bit. And the city itself has a mysterious past. After becoming separated from your cat family and finding yourselves trapped in this city, it falls to you to overcome dangerous threats, uncover the city's past, and find a way back to your fellow cats. B12. The titular Stray cat is very much the primary antagonist of Stray, and who you'll be playing as, but not the only protagonist. Sharing the spotlight with the feline star is B12, a flying droid that will serve as your companion throughout the journey. From helping you interact with the denizens of the cyberpunk world you'll find yourselves in, to translating stuff for you, from storing items for you to providing light in the darkness, from helping you store important items that you find to more, besides B12, will be an important character not only in terms of story but also gameplay. Robots. As you explore the mysterious cyber city that serves as Stray's setting, you'll cross paths with various characters, none of whom are going to be human. Interestingly enough, the world of Stray is inhabited by humanoid robots who dress, behave, and talk like humans, but also not. Different robot characters will behave with you differently, and not everyone will be entirely friendly. One robot character that developer BlueTwelve Studio has talked about, however, is definitely a friendly one. Named Grandma, she loves to knit and helps the robot community out by making clothes out of spare parts. ZURKS. The robots aren't the only ones populating the world of Stray. In fact, they're very much not on top of the food chain. Seemingly your primary enemy in the game will be ZURKS, which are small tick-like face-hugging creatures that can swarm you in massive numbers and literally suck the life right out of you. As an adventure game, Stray is obviously not very combat-centric, but B12 will still be able to help you fight back against them to some degree. Mostly, however, you'll have to use stealth and dexterity to get around them. Thankfully, as a cat, you won't be lacking in those. Puzzles and exploration. The bulk of Stray's gameplay is seemingly going to be puzzles and exploration. For the former, B12 is obviously going to be an instrumental tool helping you out, and environmental puzzle solving will be an important part of the experience. Meanwhile, where exploration is concerned, Stray is going to offer plenty of verticality in its environments, and will encourage players to explore the cyberpunk city and its various locales to their heart's content. This is a fairly small game in terms of length, which we'll get into in a bit, but it also looks like it'll have semi-open world elements where it opens up from time to time and lets you explore cityscapes and take on side activities and talk to NPCs and what have you, which definitely seems interesting. Platforming, sort of. Stray is an adventure game first and foremost, but there's also going to be plenty of platforming involved. Your movement in the game is very much defined by the fact that you're playing a cat, so jumping up high or across wide gaps won't be much of a problem for you. Even so, it's not going to be actual platforming. You won't be timing jumps or judging distances. And there's zero scope for failure. Jumps will instead be scripted. Cat stuff. A big part of the appeal in Stray is, of course, that you're playing a cat, and it looks like the game is going to let you do all the stuff that cats love to do. That means you'll be able to push things off of ledges, rub up against the legs of robot NPCs, scratch furniture and carpets and walls and other surfaces, curl up and go to sleep on mattresses laying about, and yes, meow. There's a dedicated meow button in Stray. You can meow as much as you want, whenever you want. Meow all day long. You're a cat, after all. Memories. Uncovering the mysteries of the strange cyber city of Stray is one of the biggest pillars of the game's story, and some of it will also tie in with exploration and optional content. Scattered throughout the game, for instance, you'll find memories which, when found, will unlock data in B12 that will answer various questions about the game's world. from who used to inhabit this world before its robot denizens emerged, to how the city still has plants growing in spite of the fact that there's no sunlight. These memories will seemingly contribute a lot to Stray's world building. DualSense features. If you're planning on playing Stray on PS5, you will be able to enjoy the game's implementation of the DualSense's features as well, with the controller's haptic feedback and adaptive triggers used in various ways. You wouldn't think that there'd be much room for an adventure game without too much combat to do that, but from rubbing against robot legs to scratching surfaces to sleeping to riding on zip lines, Stray will make use of those features for plenty of stuff. PC requirements. If you're playing Stray on a PC, you will want to know what the game's minimum and recommended system requirements are, and predictably, it's not going to be a very demanding game. On minimum settings, you'll need either an Intel Core i5-2300 or an AMD FX 6350, along with either a GeForce GTX 650 Ti with 2GB of VRAM or a Radeon R7 360 with 2GB of VRAM. On recommended settings, meanwhile, you'll need either an Intel Core i5-8400 or an AMD Ryzen 5 2600, along with either a GeForce GTX 780 with 3GB of VRAM or a Radeon R9 2090X with 4GB of VRAM. On either setting, you'll need 8GB of RAM and 10GB of free storage space. Length. You shouldn't go into Stray expecting an absolutely massive adventure. As mentioned earlier, it seems like it will have some semi-open world elements, but primarily, it's very much going to be a linear game with constant forward momentum. So, how long is it going to be? According to Annapurna Interactive, the length of an average playthrough will be somewhere between 8 to 10 hours. That's a solid length for a game, especially given Stray's price, which brings us to our next and final point, price and PS Plus. When Stray launches on July 19th, PlayStation players who are subscribed to the higher tiers of PlayStation Plus Extra, and Premium, or Deluxe depending on where you live, will get access to the game for free, Game Pass style. If, however, you want to buy the game or aren't subscribed to this service or want to play it on PC, you will have the option of buying Stray for the price of $29.99. That's all for now. If you enjoy what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, now is a great time to subscribe. We upload brand new videos every single day. After subscribing, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time, right here on GamingBolt.